how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf. Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day. So I talked about it in a previous video, how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And
in the next few minutes, you're gonna see how Caitlin Clark took a golf fail and turned it into a social media home run. We're talking custom Nike golf shoes, viral videos, and a rivalry that's heating up faster than a Tiger Woods comeback.
The types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA, because Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. But that's not all. We're diving into why Caitlin's charm is changing the game for women's sports.
Also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly Korda. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere in the LPGA, and that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And
WNBA viewership up 180%, social media engagement through the roof, and it all started with one hilariously bad golf swing. Ready to see how Clark's changing the playbook on and off the court? Picture this. Caitlin Clark, basketball superstar, standing on a golf course. Weird, right? But that's exactly what happened when she accepted an invite to the Annika Pro-Am tournament. Everyone was wondering, can she golf? I mean, we've seen her sink three-pointers like it's nothing, but can she handle a different kind of ball? Clark shows up at the event, and you can feel the excitement in the air. Cameras are everywhere, all eyes on her. The pressure's on, big time. She steps up to the tee, and suddenly it's so quiet, you could hear a pin drop.
They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before her. Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders, didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy. Like, that seemed to be the consensus for the entire WNBA season. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push, like, make sure you don't do too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage.
What's gonna happen? Is she about to shock everyone with a perfect swing? Here's where it gets crazy. Clark's first swing? Not great. Like, really not great. But you know what's even crazier? Nobody cares. The crowd is loving every second of it. Why? Because Clark's having the time of her life, laughing it off like it's no big deal. Clark even admitted she was nervous. She said, "I don't get nervous for basketball, but I got a little nervous for this because I don't want to hit anybody. But honestly, I'm just trying to have fun." And that's exactly what she did. Her shot went way off course, but instead of getting upset, she turned it into a highlight. That's some next level confidence right there. The crowd couldn't get enough of Clark's performance. They weren't there to see a pro golfer. They were there to see Caitlin Clark being Caitlin Clark, and she delivered. Her charisma was off the chart, connecting with fans like she was born to do it.
And what I thought was so interesting and what prompted me to even make this video, because I got so upset about it, was the fact that the WNBA posted nothing. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event. Their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers as well. But Caitlin Clark is all over this. And this was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA. If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos.
But wait, there's more. Clark didn't just show up. She showed up in style. She rocked custom Nike golf shoes with gold accents. Talk about making a statement. It wasn't about being the best golfer. It was about being the biggest star. And let me tell you, Clark nailed it. In the end, Clark's charm won over everyone. It didn't matter that she wasn't a golf pro. What mattered was her fearless attitude, her ability to laugh at herself, and her star power. She took on a new challenge and owned it, even when things didn't go perfectly. But hold on, because this story's not over yet. Someone's not too happy about all this attention Clark's getting. And trust me, you won't believe who it is or what happens next. Just when everyone thought Caitlin Clark had stolen the show with her golf debut, a shocking twist came out of nowhere. You know Grace Berger, right? Clark's teammate? Well, turns out she's been hiding a massive secret all this time. So picture this, Berger's scrolling through social media, seeing all these posts about Clark's golfing adventure.
And doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin, also a professional golfer. She said what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else. I also wanted to point out this quote from Brittany Lincecum, I believe.
And something inside her just snaps. She can't stay quiet anymore. Next thing you know, she drops a bomb in the comments that nobody saw coming. Get this! Grace Berger was a state champion golfer in high school. Clark's reaction? Total shock. She had no clue about Berger's golfing skills. Can you imagine finding out your teammate was secretly amazing at another sport? Clark couldn't believe it. She even commented back asking, "Grace, you were a state champion golfer? Why did you hide that from me?" Now here's where things get really interesting. Why did Berger keep this secret for so long? Was she trying to avoid the spotlight? Or maybe she wanted to focus entirely on basketball? Whatever the reason, it's clear that Berger's got some serious skills that nobody knew about. This revelation is stirring up all kinds of questions. Is there a rivalry brewing between these teammates? Are we about to see a Clark versus Berger golf showdown? The plot just keeps getting thicker, but don't worry, it's not all tension. Clark and Berger's banter is actually pretty hilarious. Clark even joked that maybe Berger was scared to play against her. It's clear these two have a playful relationship, even with this unexpected twist. Here's the thing though, this isn't just about golf or basketball anymore. It's about how athletes are changing the game both on and off the court. Berger stepping out of Clark's shadow shows there's room for more than one star on the team. And let's not forget about Sacred Heart Academy, Berger's high school. They've got 12 state titles in golf. That's some serious pedigree. It just goes to show there's always more to these athletes than meets the eye. So what's next for Clark and Berger? A friendly golf match? A social media showdown? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure. Women's sports are getting more exciting by the day, and we're here for every second of it. Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating basketball. She's rewriting the playbook for athletes everywhere. Her golf adventure showed us she's more than just a hoop star. She's a personality, an entertainer, a social media sensation. And get this, WNBA viewership is up 180% because of her. That's insane. So what's next for Clark? More basketball dominance? A surprise golf career? Or maybe something completely out of left field? With Clark, you never know. She could start a cooking show tomorrow, and it'd probably break the internet. One thing's for sure, we're all glued to our screens, waiting to see what she does next. Clark's not just playing the game, she's changing it, and we're loving every second of it.